It's that easy. Kitchen recipes.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of It's That Easy Kitchen Recipes. Today we have a special sports edition. We will be featuring the classic smash burger, but not your typical smash burger. Most smash burgers consist of ground beef, but we're going to use ground lamb for this particular smash burger. And as a result of that, we're going to feature this smash burger as the CeeDee Lamb Smash Burger. Whether you love the Dallas Cowboys or hate the Dallas Cowboys, this selection of burger is a great choice. If you've never tried ground lamb, there's your opportunity. Let's get it. Since CeeDee Lamb is one of my favorite players on the Dallas Cowboys, I decided to come up with a neat idea and call this the Lamb Burger or the CeeDee Lamb Burger. So I'm repping the Dallas Cowboys today while I teach y'all how to cook this CeeDee Lamb Burger. And I want to show you at the end of this cook why this is exactly called a Lamb Burger. Let's get it. Items necessary for this cook. We're going to need ground lamb, 80-20. This is about 3 pounds. Lowry steak and chop seasoning, the Weber steak and chop seasoning, the Kinder's buttery steakhouse seasoning, coarse black pepper, and a whole onion, red or yellow of your choice. The first thing we want to do is get our steak and chop marinade in there. We're going to do about 4 tablespoons. This steak and chop marinade gives the burgers an extra boost of flavor. You don't want to put a whole lot because you don't want them to be too runny. We're going to come in with about a half a tablespoon to a tablespoon of the steak and chop seasoning. With the same amount here. About a half a tablespoon of the buttery steakhouse seasoning. About 1 teaspoon of the coarse pepper. We're just going to come in here and mix this around really well. After we knead it the first time, we're going to come right back and just do a little more of each one. Just a little sprinkle to put more back into the part that we already mixed in. A little more pepper. I'm going to do about one more tablespoon of the steak and chop. That'll be about all. We're going to get this mixed in really well, and then we're going to go ahead and make our meatballs. Before we patty out these meatballs, sometimes patting out meatballs can get really sticky in your hands. I'm using gloves, but you can just put a little oil in your hand. I'm just spraying a little olive oil. If you want to do that, it'll keep the meat from sticking to your hands or your gloves. Just a little helpful hint there. This will definitely help you in the rolling process. We're just going to grab a little bit here. Just roll about the size of I like to say a pool ball. 1/4 cup is in a measurement. If you made 1/4 cup, the ball size for your patties. With the 3 pounds of ground lamb, I'm going to be able to get a total of 8 burgers when I'm finished. There's 2 patties per burger. So you can see 2, 4, 6, 8. And we're going to get 8 burgers out of here total. So that's about 3 pounds of meat. It'll get you about 8 burgers if you roll the balls about the size of a pool ball, or a little about 1/4 cup of meat, or a little more than 1/4 cup. You can kind of gauge it to how you like your burgers, the thinness or the thickness of them. Then I'm going to slice about a half an onion. This is going to be for putting the onions on the grill so they can get caramelized. I'm just going to cut these in 4s. So I want the onions to be long. I always like running a temperature check before I cook my smash burgers. Grill is measured around about 450. That's what we want to get that good sear. First thing we want to do is get these buns toasted. So I take some butter and rub it on the griddle. Hit it with a little avocado oil. I'm gonna space these smash burgers out a little bit. You want to get a good press on the burger and hold it for about 3 seconds. You don't have to use different parchment papers. I'll use the same ones once I start getting them pressed down. You just take one piece of parchment paper from the other and use that to keep pressing the other burgers. There's no need to use a whole bunch of pieces of paper if you don't want to. Now what I like to do after I get my parchment paper down, I like to add the onions after I get the first side patted and smashed because I don't want the onions to burn up when they're caramelizing. I found out that if you allow your onions to put them on after you start the first side of the burgers, they come out in the perfect time and they're ready to go. I'm just scattering the onions around the base of the burgers because as you flip them and season them up, those onions will have a bunch of flavor in them and they'll start to caramelize. Also, what I like to do is come in before I flip them and put some all-purpose seasoning salt on here. This helps boost the flavor, and when we get ready to caramelize that other side, it's going to help lock in that flavor. Seasoning salt enhances the rub and everything else you have in there as well. As you can see on that burger, you see that caramelization, that brown effect. That's called the Maillard effect, and that's where all that seasoning is going to compress into that when you smash the burger. That's what makes a smash burger really good. It does not take long to cook ground beef, nor does it take long to cook ground lamb. It says 80-20, but it does have a little more grease to it, in my opinion. Now I'm going to come back on top of this with some more seasoning on the side that we already caramelized. As you can see, the buns are toasted and ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and now slap the cheese on here. You're going to add those onions on top of that cheese. You want that messy looking smash burger. Those onions are good and caramelized. They got so much flavor inside of them.
I saw a video where CeeDee Lamb stated he didn't like onions on his hamburgers. Well, it's going down in my house, CeeDee.
Then we're going to show you the power of the star. What makes this a CeeDee Lamb burger? A star burger. All about the branding, baby. That's what I'm talking about right there. Oh yeah, you see it. 88, baby. It's lamb burger style. It's lamb burger style. These burgers represent a form of greatness. Smash burgers, lamb burger style, baby.
Throughout the Dallas Cowboys history, there have been many greats to wear the number 88. With much respect, Drew Pearson, Michael Irvin, Dez Bryant, and now CeeDee Lamb. Go ahead and give these lamb burgers a try. I promise you will not be disappointed. These burgers are great for cookouts, family gatherings, and especially tailgates during football season. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope this video gave you great ideas for your next family gatherings, parties, or your tailgating parties. If you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button to keep up the latest videos and content from It's That Easy Kitchen Recipes. Until next time, it's that easy. See you soon. It's That Easy Kitchen Recipes.